I need to change the theme song because it's the copyright restrictions, but whatever. Anyway, welcome everyone. My name is Joshua T. Berglan. Welcome to Spoken Word. I'm dressed up today because I got to do a presentation. I got to teach a course with Graphy today. It was a lot of fun, and I want to thank everyone who showed up. That was really cool. I got to be honest with you. I didn't think anyone signed up. So it was like, oh, it's always fun teaching a course to no people. I would have done it anyway because it's fun to teach. Teaching is one of the, I remember when I was in college, not that I really paid attention in college, but I remember people talking about, the teachers are the ones that actually don't know how to do. I disagree with that. I love teaching. It's like the most fun. It's like giving meaning to all the things that I've learned. Like, what's the point of knowing a bunch of stuff or learning a bunch of stuff and then keeping it to ourselves? Does that make sense to me? Anyway, thank you for being here. This is Spoken Word Live. We are live, or you could be watching the replay. That's possible. I can't see the chat, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I will respond to everything at the end. I'm excited about the spoken word. I'm not going to speak for a very long time today because I'm just going to draw the word and get into it. But because I'm dressed up, I figured, what the heck? I'm going to do a live today, and then I'm going to rest afterwards. I've had a really good trimmer day today. Don't know what that's all about, but today has been a better day. My head's not bobbling all over the place. Maybe the rest of this weekend helped. I don't know. But I'm very grateful for you being here. I really also, looking back I watched a lot of the replays of the lives because I like to figure out how I can do better. Because I don't do things just to do it. I want to be great at what I do. I want to, obviously be entertaining, but provide value. I want to be authentic. I want to find out how many times I say things that I wish I didn't say. I'm getting better at that over the years. But one of the things I thought has been really cool about this is every word I've drawn, for the most part, like it lined up with something that was already happening that day. And I think I don't believe in coincidences. I just think it's really interesting. So today it'll be interesting to see the word that I draw. Not going to look. Okay, here we go. Really? It happened again. Community. Community is the word. Literally just got on talking about the community. So this is funny that I drew this word, and I'm glad I drew this word because I'm warmed up to talk about it. And I've said this in other broadcasts, but the world is going tribal. We're going to be tribal because of the 15-minute cities that are coming. And there's nuances to that, meaning that there's a bigger picture and a smaller picture. The smaller picture is that a lot of people won't be able to afford to leave their 15-minute cities. And the flip side to that is there's going to be people that can travel freely and do whatever they want. And that's really the importance of this creators economy that we're in. Because the people that take advantage of all of the resources and tools available in the creators economy, they're going to have freedom, especially those who really know how to tap into the power of our independent media platforms where we host our gifts, talents, and intellectual property. Our own stories can be the source of endless revenue streams. That's the opportunity that media and digital literacy create. But part of those platforms is community building. Tribal. The truth will attract your tribe. So while we'll have these in-person communities that will begin to thrive again, we're also going to see, families come back together too, which I think is really cool. But the play that I want to talk about is the community that you can build around your story. Heck, you can build an ecosystem of other storytellers. But it's the people that decide to step up and lead that teach, that provide value, they're going to be the leaders of these communities that I'm speaking of. Communities that you'll see time, talent, and treasure have equal value. Because in a kingdom, just because somebody may not have money doesn't mean that they don't have value. Bartering is going to become a thing, but bartering with your gifts, your talents. Like, we're heading into a world where, in a way, everything will be provided for. But there's two different ways of that. There's the kind that is the universal basic income provided for. We don't want that. You don't want universal basic income when there's an alternative. And you see, most of the world is not talking about the alternative. They're talking about the slavery aspect of what's coming. You know, the conspiracy theorists that we're going to live in a digital prison and things like that. Some people will. Creatives won't. I mean, I'm sure there's some things that creators could do that would get them thrown in camps where they wouldn't have freedom. But I mean, there's a responsibility. Storytelling is going to be the safest thing that most of us can do. But that storytelling, the truth storytelling, authentic storytelling, is going to be the vehicle for endless revenue streams. But it's also going to be the thing that builds community. The other thing I'm really excited about outside of community is that I believe that by people stepping into the creators economy and stepping into their gifting and tapping into their imagination, you're going to see families come back together, because it's my belief that a family that creates together will stay together. Think about the joy that comes from creating. Think about the joy that comes from being around somebody like-minded, or you have similar goals and you're putting your imaginations together to come up with new ideas for books or documentaries or a rock band or whatever it may be. Children's books, services. I think 5 years ago, when the world shut down, we were prepared in some ways. I mean, it depends on the view that the lens that you saw this through, but there, I think the signs were there then about the world to come. We can get into the Club of Rome's plans and Agenda 2030 and Agenda 21, and I don't want to harp on that because I don't even see those things as negative. They can be negative, and they will be negative for a lot of people. They're going to be negative for the people that resist the change. They're going to be, there's going to be people that don't learn the skills that are necessary. Like, how are we going to be mad? I mean, I get it. Like, some of the plans the world leaders have absolutely suck, but I mean, how mad can we really be when we were all given the blueprint for success? Everyone was. I mean, we were told for 20 years of what we needed to do to get prepared, and the fact that most people haven't prepared is shocking. But we want to be mad? Oh, they're going to enslave us? I mean, to me, it sounds like a victim mentality. And I get that they're not telling you, like, hey, the path to freedom is this. I know they didn't say that, but if you look at the evidence, and go to my books, Media Company in a Box and Bridge to Media Empowerment. Those books alone show you the freedom. I mean, everything I learned came from, well, not everything, but a lot of what I've learned and how I put those books together came from the United Nations and the World Economic Forum and the Rockefellers. I've been prepared for the future way more than I've been prepared for the current existence that we live in. That's a fun way to live, by the way. The community, like, if truth attracts your tribe, and think about that, leader. I'm talking to the leaders that step up and use their voice for truth, not opinion, truth. Use their stories to heal, to educate, to equip, to wisdom, to give wisdom. You'll have an amazing opportunity to build communities. And communities can work with other communities. Again, tribal. Some communities will, be used to attack other communities, but, nonetheless, community still remains important. Tribes attack other tribes. But build a tribe and build a community based on truth and authenticity. Watch how powerful your platform grows. We need each other. We're going to need each other to get through the next few years. I'm not saying that to be scary. I'm saying that to, isn't this what we were created for anyway? Community? Our fellow man? Looking after each other? Using our gifts to bless our fellow man? To me, this just seems in line with what we were all created to do. What an amazing opportunity this is. Your truth will attract your tribe. For some of you, this is a call. Like if you're a leader, but you're playing small, if you're a leader and have silenced yourself, you are doing an injustice to yourself and also the people that you're called to serve. For those of you that are already building your communities, already using your story, I salute you. And if I can ever be of any support to help elevate your community or connect you to other communities, hit me up. Because again, it may be your community, might be my community. Doesn't mean our communities, what is that? Tell your friends to get with my friends and we can be friends. Is that out with you? Okay, anyway, sorry. Tell your community to get with my community and we can be a community. That didn't really have the same rhyme to it, but you get my point. We get to work together. Other leaders can work together. The other leaders can collaborate. Other communities can thrive together. It just reminds me of the show Vikings now. Anyway. Thank you all for being here. But I do want to challenge you that if you are silencing yourself, it's time to speak up. And the silencing I'm speaking of is not your opinions on what you think is happening in the world. What I'm talking about is simply your stories, how you did it, how you overcame, how you got through it, the knowledge and skill sets that you've learned. Some of you have so much value to offer. Those of you who are aging out, so to speak, time to teach. If you've watched your industry erode and turn into nothing because maybe technology or robots have made it obsolete, doesn't mean that you don't have value to offer. You can offer so much value. It's available to all of you. I want to share something, actually on my website, joshuatberglan.com. Under books and resources, there's tons of free resources for you. And I highly recommend you check them out and take advantage of it because you can learn a ton. And anyone who reads my book, Media Company in a Box, and I know if you've read it or not, based on the questions that are asked, anyone who reads it, you will qualify for me to mentor you at no cost. All right. You'll have a blessed day. Thanks for watching.